Okay, so we have concrete, we have asphalt, we have concrete. The thing about it is, here at DRYCO, we have very heavy trucks. And so the concrete's going to hold up better than the asphalt, but even the concrete will break down with time. What's important with concrete is you have joints so that it cracks where you want it to crack. This is an example of a score joint. This is an example of a score joint. These are cracks that happen where you don't want them to happen. But again, when you put a super heavy load on concrete, it cracks. It's a rigid pavement and it's going to crack. Now, eventually, this will break into small enough pieces where we'll have to, patch it. Here's an example of a section that's starting to fail right now. This concrete's been in here for, well, since this yard was built. So we're probably talking 30 years. It's probably 30 years old. Pretty well designed, pretty well done. Again, it's just the amount of traffic that the concrete gets that causes it to eventually fail and need to be replaced. Okay, so here we're looking at an approach that's made of concrete, and it's going to hold up quite well. What tends to break down are the areas where the heavy traffic turns. So these are buses that come in and out of here on a daily basis. This approach has failed and will have to be replaced. You can also see that as the bus comes out, there's a patch in the street where the buses are turning. That's where all the failure is going to happen. In the areas where we're going straight across, it's probably going to hold up for a very long time. Again, concrete is forever, but it depends on traffic. So I'm standing in the DRYCO equipment yard, and heavy usage, heavy trucks, hard-wheeled forklifts, moving material around. That's why it's concrete. You see score joints that have been saw cut. This concrete's about 8 inches thick. So what we did here was, this was a gravel lot. So we graded it to drain. That was the first step. And then the second thing we did is we put in the rebar, the reinforcing. So we put the rebar in, and then we poured this concrete with boom pumps. You'll see one back over there in the corner so that we can get to it. And then of course we had trowel machines and all kinds of things to finish it. And this is what you end up. Now this obviously is a yard that gets abused just because of the heavy equipment. And so if it wasn't concrete, it would not last nearly as long. You got to get the grade right, get subgrade compacted. You got to think about what kind of reinforcing do we want. In this case, it was half-inch rebar, 12 inches on center, pretty thick grid. But again, big loads, heavy traffic. How much are you going to pour? This was 8-inch concrete pour. Again, it has to be finished. This is just a broom finish, rough, doesn't have to be fancy, just has to be durable. Your parking lots are asphalt. This yard is concrete. The reason why this is concrete is because it has to be, because of the load that is on it. Your parking lot is asphalt because it's cheaper. Bottom line, it's cheaper to install an asphalt parking lot. Anytime you're covering large areas of parking lots, they're going to be asphalt because you can lay the asphalt thinner. Concrete has to be laid, in this case it's 8 inches thick, but at the minimum concrete has to be laid 4 inches thick. Asphalt can be laid 2 inches thick and often is. So the reason why you're dealing with your asphalt parking lots and having to maintain them is because they were built with asphalt, because it was cheaper in the beginning, and now you have a life. You have to think about the 30-year life of your parking lot. And at the end of the 30 years, you're going to remove it and you're going to replace it. There's no other way around it. Concrete, on the other hand, could be forever. If this concrete was placed and we didn't have these heavy loads going across it, it would be forever. Just like the concrete driveways that you see in front of your neighborhood, right? The concrete driveway is there, it stays there because it doesn't have a lot of traffic on it. So the answer to the equation is heavy loads are going to have to be concrete. Parking lots are always going to be asphalt, and you're going to have to deal with maintaining them. And that's why it's important to get somebody that knows what they're looking at to help you make decisions with your parking lots, whether they be asphalt or concrete, or what should they be, asphalt or should they be concrete. In front of the dumpster areas, right? That's got to be concrete because that's a heavy load. but the parking lot itself will generally be asphalt. Probably 6 inches of base rock, 2 inches of asphalt, sitting on subgrade that was hopefully compacted properly. If you're not sure what you want to do or what you should do is call DRYCO and let us help figure it out. We'll get it to fit into your budget, we'll make it happen, and we'll do it right the first time.